Konnichiwa, and welcome to Tsuki no Ame, where we try Japanese sweets and treats. Today we have two treats to try from Baksu. We have this Black Thunder Shifuki no butter. This is not the first Black Thunder bar we've tried on the channel. This, however, is apparently a premium one. Also, the name is a little misleading due to linguistics, since it's called the Shifuki no butter. As I said, this is kind of one of those moments where linguistics get a little misleading because in Japanese, no is the particle that kind of acts like the apostrophe S. It denotes possession. So it can basically be called Shifuki's butter. And it features apparently butter from both France and Hokkaido. So please don't let the name mislead you. This, I'm guessing, might be very buttery. I'm not entirely sure. Should be fun to try, but just wanted to call that out because, as I said, it's one of those where it's like, if I pick this up on the shelf, in my local grocery store, I'd assume that there's absolutely no butter. And even knowing about the fact that no is the possessive article in Japanese, my initial instinct was, oh, there's no butter. Then I saw in the description that it was butter flavored, and I'm like, oh, right, that is how that works in Japanese. Our second, not nearly so linguistically confusing, also something we've had on the channel before, is Ginza Rusk. This one is Miwakuno white chocolate flavored. And interestingly enough, I think it might have been Boxy who sent us the first one, which is kind of fun. I'd have to double check to be sure. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm kind of looking forward to both of these. It should be fun. So let's get started. Itadakimasu! Okay. So I'm just gonna break. Okay, here we go. And I don't know if you remember last time, but this is definitely a lot lighter of a color than the first time we tried it. I think I like it better, this one over the last one. It's a little bit lighter. It's still dense and kind of dry, but the flavor, it isn't quite as heavy in flavor. I think the butter kind of helps lighten the chocolate a bit. It's not too bad. That said, it kind of reminds me a bit of, texturally, it reminds me of like the protein bars that you see people get, and I have to admit, those, I don't particularly care for those, which I think is part of why it's not necessarily my favorite, but it's still not bad. And if you are good with that really dense, heavy texture of protein bar, then you might really like this. The flavor is really pretty good. It's just, as I said, it kind of has that really densely packed, kind of hard to bite through. You could see it took me a minute to be able to break a piece off to try. But yeah, if you're good with that, definitely give this a shot. Apparently it's very, very popular over in Japan. And, I can see why. I mean, those protein bars are very popular. There are a lot of options out there. So yeah, maybe give that one a shot if you have the chance. So, onto the Ginza Rusk. And I'm kind of, some of this weird chocolate infused stuff has turned out to be really good. Even though usually I don't care for Japanese chocolate, a lot of this stuff has been pretty awesome. So I'm excited about this. And it's just kind of airy, this weird texture. Texturally, it reminds me of a few things that I've tried for the channel. It's definitely that kind of like a corn puff type texture, but it's been infused with chocolate. So it's kind of got that fluffy, crunchy texture from the cheese puff, but it's also like all coated in chocolate, which is so weird, but at the same time really kind of fun and tasty. It's really kind of unusual. The white chocolate works really pretty well with it. I think thinking back, I think the last Ginza Rusk we had was a milk chocolate, and realistically, I would say which one you would like more depends on your preferences on milk versus white chocolate in general. Because if you like white chocolate, this is a really pretty decent white chocolate. Same with the last one. But yeah, the texture is just, it's really kind of strange and unusual. And I am finding the more of these that I try on the channel, the more I kind of like it and enjoy it. It's not something that I've gotten to experience very much. I think the closest I've really seen around here are those Aero chocolate bars, and even then they only have the airiness in the chocolate. They don't have kind of the crunch, uh, like like the cheese puff that's kind of been softened. It's somewhere in between that texturally, and I really like them. They're really kind of fun and different and interesting, and I definitely recommend, just find a flavor, find a chocolate, that suits your preferences best, and give it a shot. It's definitely worth the try. It's very fun, very interesting, very, very different. Gochisousama. So once again, we did the Black Thunder Shifuki no Butter Bar, which again, very, very butter centric. Don't let the name fool you. Which texturally very similar to kind of those protein bars, very, very dense, kind of takes a minute to kind of get through. But this one, the butter kind of worked really well with the chocolate to kind of make it lighter, and it's really quite good. If you are good with those textures, then definitely you need to give the Thunder Bar a chance. You need to give it a shot. And then we also did the Ginza Rusk Miwakuno white chocolate, which is kind of that corn puff texture that's been infused with chocolate, has all this crunch to it but at the same time, its chocolate is so different from things I see, when I go to the store around and just seeing in the world around me. It is very fun. I highly recommend. I don't think I can recommend trying one of these enough. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. If you like my shirt, the link for that is down in the description below. And please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Jane!